Currently on me right now, I am wearing about $50,000 between $1,000 Cartier glasses, $20,000 Rolex, chain, bracelet, etc. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how I was able to buy all this dumb stuff by simply using my phone in the Instagram app that you also have right now. And all jokes aside, I know that was a little bit weird, but I needed to catch your attention because in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a case study on how we did over $70,000 in just 7 days from Instagram completely organically, and how we did it all without having millions and millions of followers either. That way you can start replicating it yourself as well and start making money just from your phone in the Instagram app that you already have. But before we get started on this training, I want to warn you because this particular video was given exclusively to one of my mastermind groups, and this is the very first time that I've ever released it. So pay close attention to the very end because I'm going to give you step by step all the way on how we did $70,000 in 7 days, how you can replicate it yourself, exactly what content I used, exactly what I sold, exactly how I sold it, exactly how I marketed it, and also the net profit at the end of the day. So at any point, if you're enjoying this video, hit that red subscribe button and that like button. That way it just tells me that you're actually enjoying it. And if you want to learn how you can become a digital entrepreneur or digital closer and use your phone in Instagram and have us even provide you the vehicle where you can make a minimum of $100,000 over the next 12 months, click the very first link in the description down below. It's going to take you to a private training where we break down everything. And then after that, we can jump on a one-on-one call to see if our Digital Sales Academy certification might be a good fit for you. Now, having said that, let's just jump into the training today and show you how we did over $70,000 in just 7 days using Instagram and no paid ads, 100% organically. Welcome to another live training. And today we have a very good one because it's actually a case study where we're going to be breaking down how we did over $70,000 cash collected in in 7 days, just using Instagram with a small following and no paid traffic. So we're going to be breaking down all that good stuff. And so if you're coming live right now, just comment #live. And if you're coming on the replay, comment #replay, just so we know that you're coming live or on the replay, of course. So let me share my screen here and pull up the iPad. That way you guys can see how we did all this stuff, okay? We're gonna break down all the numbers. I'm gonna show you proof with everything. In case you don't know, this is part of our book called Grow Your Gram. This is actually a full 57-page book that we have. It's actually here physical with me as well, as you guys can see right here. Boom. And if you want it and you haven't gotten it, just comment the word gram below. We'll send it over to you guys. And yeah, so it's a full 57-page book. We talk a lot of different things. We cover some of it right here on the live trainings over this past few weeks, and obviously we'll cover a lot more inside of the group. But if you want to just get everything right away, just comment the word below gram, and we'll send it over to you right away. So let me pull this up. So before we start, obviously you guys are wondering, what did we sell in the first place? All right, what did we sell in order to make those $70,000 in the first place? And we're going to break it down for you right away. Now, what we did is, first of all, we sold half a course for $297, and then we sold a full course for $797. Okay, so there was two main offers, and both led into high ticket offers. Now, I'm telling you right away from immediately, this was a few years ago, and back then I didn't understand the importance of having a high ticket offer, meaning having an offer for at least $2,000, and we could have made probably double or triple if only we were able to have that. Again, I didn't know it as much as we did right now. We didn't have the frameworks that we have right now, but we still were able to capitalize on it. So at the end of today's little training, we're also going to break down exactly how I would have improved it, how we're doing it today versus back then, because right now we're pulling numbers that are actually a lot bigger and higher than this. Okay, so now you were, again, the steps that we took in order to make the 70K in 7 days. And again, in terms of proof, it's actually right here in the book. I actually have a screenshot of the payment processor we used back then. This was right there, 71,450, and we drove a total of 4,000 clicks total just from Instagram alone. It was 2,800. Okay, this is Bitly screenshot directly taken from there. Okay, so let me go back here. Now, steps taken. What did we do in order to make that kind of revenue? Okay, number one, we provided value. Now, obviously, this sounds like super basic, if you will, because obviously that's something super esoteric. But what does it actually look like? And most importantly, what does it actually look like what we'll call the Instagram story webinar. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a real example of what it actually means. Okay, I'm just gonna log into Instagram right now and show you exactly how an Instagram story webinar works. All right, so we're just gonna go to one of our clients, Lady Boss. In case you don't know who they are, they're the fourth fastest growing company in the United States. In just the first 90 days, we did over $1 million with them back in 2018 when they were just starting. So again, you can check out her stuff. A lot of people obviously have copied what we've done so far with them, but obviously all these highlights are most of them Instagram story webinars. This works for e-commerce, info products, courses. We're going to specifically talk about coaching and courses today. But it works insanely well. So let me just show you right here an Instagram story webinar for a weight loss or a fitness product. Okay, so right here, we're just gonna pull this up. Okay, so the way the Instagram story webinar works is you have to pre-frame your audience all the time. Okay, and obviously there's good ways and bad ways to do it. At the end of this, we're gonna talk about a very simple way to do it, especially if you have a high ticket offer that can literally get you dozens of leads by tomorrow. Okay, but the preface of everything is you got to pre-frame, tell your story, and then have a CTA, show testimonials and stuff like that. So in this case, for example, she starts of, I lost 65 pounds. This was me, okay? Before and after, this was me. So basically she's relating to people. After that, she was like, I had zero confidence, addicted to food. I hated myself in the mirror, right? Who can relate? If you're watching this, you probably do, right? Now, here's the important piece. She started posting polls to pre-frame the audience for the CTA itself. All right. So do you struggle with losing weight? Yes or no? Do you struggle with working out consistently? Yes or no? And as you can see right here, 80%, 90% of people vote yes. Okay. Because obviously you're following her for weight loss stuff if you follow her. So obviously you're going to vote yes for this stuff, right? Do you struggle with eating healthy consistently? Yes or no? 91% of people. Do you struggle with going out to eat? Yes or no? Do you struggle? So like, again, getting micro commitments, getting people to vote yes, yes, yes. Again, something super, super simple, but super, super easy to do and super powerful as well. Again, struggling with confidence. So like basically pre-framing the audience, you don't have to put this many polls, but putting them there is extremely important because it engages the audience. The Instagram algorithm will boost your stuff and will allow you to capitalize on it. All right. So she's like, I struggle with a lot of it. And now for the next 24 hours only, this is the offer, right? And now what she does is what we call like a value stack inside of a webinar. Like this, everything's included in the offer itself, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then all this stuff has a swipe up, okay? In the see more right here, this goes to a landing page, as you can see. Now the page doesn't work, but before it obviously did because it's 24 hours only. But as you can see, then she went into actual testimonials. This is how this girl went from this to this. This is how they went from this to this, so on and so forth. So swipe up, don't take my word for it. And more testimonials and more testimonials and more testimonials and more testimonials. You get the point, right? All this stuff, seen enough proof yet, more testimonials, value stack, 24 hours only, swipe up, right? Swipe up, etc. Get it now. Now, that's basically what happened, right? Very, very simple. In short, what we want to do is simply take, pre-frame the audience, tell your story, put a poll, and then a CTA. If you have testimonials, you plug them in there, okay? A very simple framework that you can follow, and it literally takes 15 seconds to make. We literally have clients like Hansel, he's a relationship coach, did like $11,000 in 24 hours from one single Instagram story video that took him 15 seconds to make. Like, that's absolutely insane and wild. And the reason for that is simply because Instagram story has become kind of like the new email list, right? Email list, obviously you can send out, blast anything you want, anywhere you want, and you get free, quote unquote, free traffic from it based on the emails that you have. Same thing happens on Instagram, right? Based on the followers that you have and the amount of views that you have, then you're able to push traffic to actually people watch your stories and you're able to sell to them there. Okay. And that's extremely, extremely, extremely powerful. Now, does this make sense, by the way? Just comment yes below. If it does, if it doesn't, no. And then let me know the question that you have specifically. That way we can help you a little bit better. Okay. Obviously, for example, right now, Instagram, as I'm making this video, Instagram is changing their terms of service and whatever. And I think in October or something like that, you will not be able to do the swipe up anymore. No matter how many followers you have. So for those that were wondering, oh my God, I can't do the swipe up because I don't have 10,000 followers. Don't worry about it. You can still get the swipe up, number one, running ads and doing Instagram TVs. And number three is we don't even do swipe ups anymore, to be honest. We send people to a DM, and I'm going to show you the proof and the reasoning for that. And it's simply because the follow up isn't like the money's in the follow up. And you cannot follow up with people that just swipe up. Instead, we send them to a DM and then the link, okay? So anyways, let me keep going. The steps we take. Did it make sense, the Instagram story webinar, before we continue? Because I want to make sure that you guys understood that part, right? So yes. All right, perfect. So next up, we hype people up a ton. Now, here's the cool part. On Instagram stories right now, you can literally put a poll to hype people up, right? You can put a poll. You can also put questions. And you can also put a countdown timer. Right, so you can just say, hey, like this new offer is dropping this date, click on it, and people will get a notification when that date comes, which is something super cool. Right, so you have a webinar or a live event or whatever, you can put a countdown timer on your Instagram, people will vote, and they will get a notification from it when you go live or when you do it or when you haven't, okay? Which again, is more traffic to your page and is extremely powerful, right? So they're all stickers on Instagram stories, like I mentioned, and they're super simple to use. You literally just go to Instagram stories and there's the big fat sticker for polls, questions, and the countdown timer, right? Now, number 3, obviously we need to launch. So what was the process for launching, right? We simply use email list, ManyChat, Instagram. We use all the traffic sources to push traffic to this thing. Now I'm gonna break it down at the end, right? All the numbers, how much each traffic source made us. That way you guys can see, oh my God, like if it was powerful back then, this was in 2019, 2018, imagine it now, right? Facebook is even more saturated and like ManyChat is even more saturated. Email lists work worse than before. And Instagram is like still tried and true, right? So we're gonna break down the traffic sources here in a bit to show you the numbers behind each and every single one of them, okay? Now, on Instagram, what we did was Instagram stories. We promoted on the feed and then we did DMs, okay? Now, let me break down the DM side because like I said, DMs is literally extremely important and one of the most like crucial elements for this to work, period. If you don't do DMs, you're literally losing money, right? But there's a right way to do DMs and there's a wrong way. Now, here's the cool part, right? You can literally, obviously you can't automate everything. DMs, stop wanting to automate everything. As business owner, we want to automate everything. The money's in the follow-up. So understand that even if you implement a little bit of manual work, via DMs, you're gonna make more money. And if you have a high ticket offer, it's gonna be very, very profitable for you in order to do so, okay? So just understand that there's ways to automate stuff and we're gonna talk about it here in a bit, but don't worry about automating. DMs is literally where it's at. Now, here's the reason for that. You can follow up with every single person that watched your stories, and most importantly, follow up with every single person that voted on the polls when you were launching. So that's what we did, right? When people voted on the poll that they were interested in the stuff that we had to offer, we just follow up with them via DMs. Hey, John, I noticed that you voted yes on the previous story when we talked about this launch and this offer that we have. Would you like it? Yes or no? Boom, send the link, right? Again, it was a cheap offer, so $297 and $797. It wasn't a high ticket offer, but again, DMs was literally what allowed us to be able to scale and make this kind of money in 7 days during this time. Today, we do more than this, and we have all the strategies. We're going to talk about it here, but this is the case study, so I want to break down the numbers for you, exactly how they happen. Now, you can follow up again, like I said, with every single one of those things. Now, let's talk about the results. Before we talk about the results and breaking down the 70K, is all the things that I'm making right now and talking making sense, right? Are the 4 steps that we did, provide value, have people up a ton, launch, and then DMs, that this makes sense. And if you have questions, obviously post them down in the comments section below. Yes, put a thumbs up if it does, put a thumbs down if it does not. Because again, I want to make sure that you guys are able to understand everything as I am explaining it. All right, so I'm guessing I'm gonna wait for the comments to roll in. All right, so I see a lot of thumbs up coming through. Awesome. So now let's talk about the numbers. All right, so the follow-up turned instantly profitable for everybody, right? So leads that were $797 actually turned into $4,000 to $5,000 per month sales, right? Here's the interesting part. I was trying to sell a $797 course, and because I implemented the DMs and the follow-up, those things turned into actual high-ticket sales that were $4,000 to $5,000 a month each. Okay, if I never did DMs, they would have never turned into that kind of money. Okay, so again, another reason why it is important for you to do DMs, right? So the offers. Let me just break it down again, the numbers, so you know exactly how much money was made from every single one, right? So in the $297 course, 5K came from ManyChat, okay? Obviously we pushed from ManyChat. 5 came from ManyChat, and 2,500 came from Instagram, right? So not a lot of money on the $297 course. I did a mistake because I thought that people were interested in just the $297 course, and where they were actually interested in was in the $797 course, because the $297 was only half the course instead of the $797, which was the entire thing. So I did a mistake there. So note number one, make a mental note. A mistake can lead pushed traffic to an offer that wasn't converting, and I shouldn't have pushed traffic, period. Right? So I probably wasted a lot of money here and a lot of energy pushing something that did there. And no, I didn't do any sort of calls. It was all through DMs. It was straight DM, click, link, purchase. Okay. Now, the rest came from IG, right? So this was ManyChat on a $297 course in Instagram. Now, let me break down the numbers for you. 2 to 3 high ticket sales, okay, at $5,000 a pop. That's about $15,000 came from Instagram, and again, DMs only. I didn't do any calls. Again, another mistake that I did back then. I should have taken calls, right? No sales calls at all, right? Now, $797. On the $797 course, 47.5 came from Instagram. $47,500 came from Instagram. Now, here's the interesting part. 30 to 35% of this came from pushing more on Instagram story with the Instagram story webinar. Okay. $30 to $35,000 from this came just by pushing more with the Instagram story webinar. Meaning the first day I pushed, we did quite a bit of money in the first 24 hours, but then it died down. And what did I do? I started pushing again. The more offers you make, the more money you'll make. That's a fact. That's it, right? Very, very simple. Now, this is not counting about $3,000 or so from affiliate commissions, and also not counting the high ticket sales that came after, like a month or two later, from the people who bought the $797 course. Okay, so that's not counting any of that, right? So again, very easy money that you can capitalize on like this. Obviously, I did a lot of mistakes, and we're still able to be profitable. Now, here's the cool part. My personal account at the time, right now it has like 69 or 68,000 followers. At the time, it only had 22,000 followers, right? Not that big. And it was only getting about 800 views per Instagram story max. On a good day, it got like 800 to 2,000 like views. So not a lot, not a little, some, but definitely not a lot. But the issue was that, of course, it was for promotion, and Instagram stories were only getting 400 views per story max. And I didn't use the 20 million followers that we have, right, that I own. We didn't use any of it. And it's, again, we didn't push traffic with them simply because those 20 million followers obviously didn't know me, etc. But we just simply didn't use them. And of course, it would have tampered with the numbers for the case study, right? So we didn't use them at all, period. Now, here's the interesting part, right? All this stuff right here was done in 7 days. Not complicated at all. Again, to summary, we provide a ton of value. We hype people up. We launch in the DMs. Provided the Instagram story webinar, and then we follow up with the people there, right? Things I did wrong, put 2 offers, not do high ticket number 2. And honestly, like I didn't follow up with everybody. Like I didn't have a system for the DM side of things. I just didn't. So that was a big mistake for me. And we now, knowing what I know now, we definitely lost quite a bit of money. So here's something very, very interesting that that we can tackle now, right? Here's something pretty cool. A month later, right? This was in September. A month later, we launched something else, and we did 400,000 in 10 days. Ooh. In 10 days. $400,000, and the offer here was a 10. I think it was it started at 8. It was an 8K offer, and then it was raised the prices to 12 by the end of it. Okay, so we did $400,000 and collected about like 280, if I remember correctly, from it in 10 days without a call. Again, without a call, only DMs, which is absolutely wild. Think about that, right? Only DMs without any calls. We sold about $400,000 in 10 days. Again, another launch. But it was something very, very simple, right? Today, we obviously do upwards of $100,000 to $200,000 a month consistently, not just like with the launch. But if you're launching something, it's a very easy thing that you can capitalize on, like something super, super simple. Now, here's a few things that I would have done differently back then that I know now, okay? Number one, the IG story webinar stays the same, okay? But instead of pushing more people to a swipe up, I will push to DM me X word, okay? Simply because you're able to follow up with them. After that, I would have taken to a process, right? The process to, let's just call it setting the call and then booking a call to actually collect the sale. Because here's the thing, people on DMs can ignore you, people on DMs can ghost you, people on DMs can left you on red. On a call, it's a lot harder to do that, okay? So on a call, it's a lot harder for people to just ghost you and not do anything because obviously you're on a call and you're able to address their concerns a lot better. And of course, if you have at the very minimum a $2,000 offer, which is the minimum I suggest, honestly, I would suggest to start with 3. It doesn't matter what niche you're in and stuff like that. You're able to capitalize on this, okay? Very, very easy, right? Actually, we have Dove right here on the live. He just commented, yo, Pena, the legend, right? He actually implemented this exact thing for his e-com business for his dad, who sells like custom jewelry. And like he was able to sell like $5,000 rings and stuff like that, which is absolutely insane, okay? Now they're making like $15,000, $20,000 a month, right? And his dad is like 75, which is something super, super cool. So the point is I'm trying to make the Instagram story webinar with the DM word just works flawlessly. Now, I mentioned here as well that I was going to talk about how to automate this piece right here. Now, there's multiple softwares that can automate the initial part. Obviously, you can automate a lot, but my suggestion is only automate the initial portion of the conversation. So what I want you to do right now is go on Instagram, okay? Go on Instagram and DM me the word CEO, okay? So you guys can see how this automation works, okay? You can literally just go on Instagram right now, right, to my profile, right here, okay? And just DM me the word CEO, right? I'm actually gonna put it right here in the comments and on Facebook, if it lets me. Okay. And you can literally just go to my Instagram, again, just DM me the word CEO and you'll be able to see the automation right then and there. There we go. I just posted the link. So the initial portion is automated. Now, you might be wondering what's the best software to use for this? There's multiple, right? I'm just going to tell you all of them, right? There's ManyChat, there's MobileMonkey, and there is also Chatmatic, okay? Now, they all do the exact same thing. The one I use the most is MobileMonkey and ManyChat, okay? But I also know the CEO of Chatmatic, and I know Dove uses it, so it's obviously good. So you can use any of them, but just initiate, okay? Just automate the initial interaction. Do not automate everything. Don't. I promise you, you're gonna regret it. What you wanna do is create an automation inside this software where the automation, I'm just gonna put auto, is triggered with a X keyword, okay? So just like when you DM me the word CEO on Instagram, you'll see the automation. That automation is triggered with the word CEO, okay, with this keyword right here, okay? So that's what you want to do. And then afterwards, you want to implement a DM process that's manual, but that gets you more leads and book calls and pre-qualifies people even before you have the call with them, okay? Again, you can automate this. Obviously, you can run ads even. This is the cool part. You can run ads with this automation, right? And this is like something that we can break down for you on another day. We actually have a live, actually have a screen recording on Loom for this on how to set up Instagram story ads to DMs, okay? So if you want that, just comment the word down below, IG ads. I'll send you over the Loom video completely for free so you can set up your own Instagram story ads in the right way for a DM, and you can use the automations there, okay? So it's very, very simple, but it's extremely insanely powerful. Again, probably you see a lot of people doing this. Guess what? Who they learn from? Your boy. Or they learn from somebody who learned from me. That's how it usually works, or how it usually goes in this space. But anyways, Point is, I want you guys to implement this stuff. If you want the Loom video for IG ads, just comment IG ads. But this is how you automate the initial process, okay? Then you implement the DM process, and then you get on the sales call and you sell your high ticket offer. Very, very simple. This stuff, again, this was this case study, how we did $70,000 in 7 days with literally 2 main offers, $297 and $797. That was a mistake. Obviously, again, like I said, mistake. You guys don't want to do that initially, but that's what I did back then. And then that led into offers that were more for the agency side of things that we had and that we have. And that led into about $15,000 in high ticket sales. Okay. That's, by the way, cash collected. Okay. So $70,000 cash collected, not contract value, right? Because there's a difference between contract value and sales and cash collected. It's actually cash collected in the bank. And because it was all organic, it was all profit. Okay. So now let's go over some questions that you guys have, because we're going to answer them now. If you have any questions. Oh, and also before I forget, our entire book called Grow Your Gram, so you can see written format, you can digest it maybe a little bit more when it's written. Everything is right here broken down, and a bunch of other stuff on how to grow an email list, $1 million Instagram agency, high ticket deals, automated system, Instagram growth secrets, and a bunch of other stuff. So everything is right here. It's literally 57 pages long. It's not a cheap quote unquote ebook. It's actually a full book, and I have it again right here in front of me. So you want it, just comment the word gram if you don't have it yet. And then this is something very cool. Now, I mentioned before the Instagram story webinar, right? Now, the question for you is like, how many Instagram story webinars can I do, right? You only have so many angles and hooks that you can have. So you might wonder like, how can I do this? And most importantly, how can I even promote pictures on my feed that gets us leads, okay? How can I do that? So what we did is put together the top 5 IG posts, the frameworks, the copy, everything. You can literally see right here, okay? And how to do that. And then we have this Loom video right here explaining everything on how everything works, okay? And then you can see right here how many leads we generated from every single one of these posts. Again, completely for free. And we have the script, the framework for you to utilize it. So Mike, again, what I want you to do right now is literally comment the word 5 IG posts below. I'll send you over this document so you can literally just copy and paste it. Again, this is an Instagram story webinar that I literally just did. Now, as a bonus, okay, if you want to see our #1 best performing post that generated literally $84,000 in 7 days, actually more with less sales, just send us a message on Instagram with the number 84K, or comment below 84K. Ideally, send us on Instagram because we're more active there. But send us a message on Instagram, and I'll send you the #1 performing post, the lead generation post that we ever had, or one of the best ones that literally did $84,000 in sales in less than 7 days. Okay. So again, if you want this entire document, just comment the word 5 IG posts below. I'll send it over your way. That way you guys can have it. By the way, just for those that are wondering, the highest amount that we have ever produced in a single day has been about like $86,000 or something like that, which is absolutely wild, like literally just insane. And it's something like super, super cool, honestly. So we did like about $86,000 in sales or so in a single day, which is just mind-boggling. Okay. And that's, again, from Instagram. It's something, again, pretty cool. We've done a few $100K weeks as well, all from Instagram. And it's, again, something super, super cool that we do. So we've done over $1 million this year alone in the first 6 months. Right now we're about 1.3 million for this year. Again, all from Instagram. Okay. So you're the Instagram king, loving the course so far. Awesome. I'm glad you do. All right. So do you guys have any other questions, comments that you want me to go over together right now? Right. By the way, the Instagram story webinar is different than the Instagram ads. It's the same framework, but it's different. And again, if you want the Instagram ads, how to set it up, just send us a message on Instagram or comment below IG ads, and we'll send it over your way. I know that I said a lot of things that I'm going to send over your way, but we do have a lot of resources to help you guys because that's our goal. Okay. Now, if you guys obviously want our help, our one-on-one help, and work directly with us, we also offer that as well. Just let us know down below straight up. Hey, I just want to talk to somebody on your team to see how we can help you one-on-one implement everything that I mentioned here. And the cool part is that we also do the work for you sometimes, and we have a guaranteed result. So if you're interested in that, for the done for you, we only have about a few limited spots because obviously it's done for you. But if you're interested in that, where we do the work, or you want to work one-on-one with us, just comment the word below, book a call. My team will reach out, send you over a link so we can book a call and see how we can help you one-on-one, okay? We're not the cheapest, but we are the best. All right, what are your thoughts on launching a high ticket offer course as a live one versus a pre-recorded course? So honestly, my suggestion is always to launch it live, period. That's how we've done it. That's how we've helped hundreds of clients do it. And it's just easier, okay? Like you have proof of concept, you make money right away. You're incentivized to over-deliver to your clients, and you don't waste time. Done is better than perfect. And then you can take the recordings of that live call or the live course and put it on the membership area, and that becomes your evergreen course, okay? So that's my suggestion. I wouldn't record it and then launch it. Again, some people are different, I get it. But you always want to make money first and prove the offer, because you don't want to spend all this time, energy, and effort creating something that's not proven to work. Now, on the caveat, if you already did it and you already created it, we can probably figure out a way to package that offer and make sure it sells. But something that I always see, and on calls that we have, is like, oh, I'm having my course ready or my program ready in like 2 weeks. I'm going to launch it in 2 weeks. So I'm going to hit you up back then, like when we do. I'm like, that's not the smart way to do it. It's like, you want to do things the right way from the beginning, because what you're going to do is like go through the pain, energy, and effort of doing it wrong, then come back and it's going to be harder. So anyways, hopefully that answers your question and is able to help you there. So again, if you want our one-on-one help and see how we can help you, we're not the cheapest, like I said. We're obviously the most expensive one, but we are the best, and our results prove it, right? So again, as you can see right here, I showed you just one framework that we have, the Instagram story webinar that honestly has been copied by a lot of people, but it's pretty cool. That has produced millions and millions of dollars for us and our clients, and I just give it to you for free. So implement it. And yeah, that's pretty much it in that sense. So if you got to this point, whether you're watching live or on the replay, and you enjoyed today's training, make sure you drop me one of these, a little heart, the heart emoji. It just tells me that you did get to this point in this training. In the comments, right? Drop the comments. And then if you loved it, just hit that love button as well in the engagement thing. That way, just boosts it up in the algorithm. It tells people that you did enjoy it, and it tells us that you actually got to this point as well on the training itself, whether you're watching live or on the replay, right? So that has been it, guys. It has been a pleasure being here with you guys today. I'm gonna, again, like always, this little picture or PDF, I'm gonna export it and put it inside the comments right there down below. That way you guys can see it. In case you're wondering, who else have we helped? Who else have we worked with? What kind of results do we produce? I'm gonna put a comment right now. I just dropped it. It's onlineCEOs.com/reviews. It literally has hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of testimonials of other people that we have helped with. Like, not kidding, it's like literally hundreds. Every single big personal brand out there has worked with us. So if you want to see some of them, some testimonials and stuff like that, we're actually updating this page because we have so many. But here are some of them. People that all the way from Alex Becker, Kevin David, Lady Boss, Nick Santanastaso, who is a big influencer and celebrity, all the way to people that have, Tanner, also people that have relationship courses, Hansel, people that were starting from scratch, and a bartender last year, like for example, Dave right here, who's now making $200,000 a month and actually got his $1 million award about last week or so. And again, last year he was a bartender. We literally have hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of testimonials right here. You can check them out. I dropped the link down below. It's online.com/reviews. So you can check it out for yourself in case you're wondering. onlineCEOs.com/reviews for that. But that has been it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's training. If you did, again, drop out one of these. And what we do is we'll see you tomorrow with another live training where we're going to break down another little thing that's actually pretty good on how to get 20x ROI, 20 for every dollar you spend. So basically get $20 out when you put $1 in on Instagram, and how to do it effectively at scale, and how you can do it very easily on your Instagram, okay? And again, we're going to cover the Instagram story webinar, of course, but we're going to do it in a very different way with a little different traffic source. So if you're excited for that,
Again, drop me what it is, a heart, for us to know whether you're watching live or on replay. And also that way we can tag you when we go live tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you check it out on the group if you're coming after tomorrow. All right. That has been it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you tomorrow.